Hello, everyone. Today, we will learn more about hell. So, does hell exist in this world? I believe it does. First, let's talk about the reason. Think about what would happen if people's behaviors were not restrained. Let me give you an example. How many hours are there in a day? 24 hours, right? And 365 days in a year. It's been that way for years, I mean billions of years. It's that precise. Earth is governed by the laws of nature. Let's also look at the way Earth orbits the Sun. It gets hotter during summer and colder during winter, right? It's been that way for eons. Since ancient times, before religions came into practice. The ancients were already observing the laws of nature. They were trying to reach a conclusion. Eventually, they began worshipping whatever they saw in the sky, such as the sun and the moon. Then they also worshipped the ocean and the sky, and for phenomena beyond their understanding. They'd call it the works of the gods. So, do gods exist? The ancient paintings and ruins around the world have shown that gods have been depicted differently in different cultures. But in our modern lives, we rarely see gods, right? That's true. So, do they exist? I think they do exist. What about ghosts? If hell exists, do ghosts exist? People wanted to witness ghosts through scientific means. Some professionals in the UK and US did some tests. The results have convinced me that ghosts do exist. Could people have been pulling strings to fake moving chairs? No point doing that if they were conducting an experiment, right? Scientists and professors are very rigorous, aren't they? They even picked up some low-pitched sounds and bright dots appearing on radars indicating signs of life forms. Whether to believe or not is up to you. Most ordinary people are like ants trying to see the whole world. It's too hard to think about it thoroughly. An ant can only think of its ant hole. It moves between two trees and thinks that is the whole world. But does it have any knowledge of the earth? No. So, where is hell? We often say, down to hell. In the past, the emperor sat on his dragon throne high above. The court officials stood in rows below, with a gaze and mindset of reverence facing a more honorable life. Good things are always above us, such as heaven, where we want to go after death. So after death, if we go to hell as ghosts, we go down below. That's just what we've been taught since childhood. Conceptually, I don't believe that hell is necessarily located underground. You find oil if you dig deep enough, but you won't find hell. To me, hell is located in a different timeline in this universe. That's why it's invisible to humans. But as we enter a different state of mind, we realize that hell is, in fact, as boundless as the universe. There's no way to see its boundaries. After people die, they don't reach hell by taking the staircase or the drill truck. The soul drifts away or gets caught by another ghost. Or they follow the light or enter hell through a black door. How far is it from our world to hell? A blink of an eye is all it takes to get there. It's just that we can't see that door. It's the same for heaven too. When you are being guided to heaven, A flash of light is all it takes for you to get there. Some say you seem to be ascending to heaven. That's just an illusion. You just enter hell or heaven through a door, no jumping down or ascending. Hell is like a virtual world we create using our computer. As you enter that world through a door, you see many houses and many strange creatures. It's located in a different timeline in this universe. First, I believe that hell exists. Second, it's not below us. There's no above and below, nor right and left. The world can be below you if you perceive it that way. Hell is not necessarily below us. However, suffering is certain in hell. In heaven, there's certainly enjoyment.
With countless ghosts in hell, does hell need many ghost kings to keep things in order?
In heaven, there are many Buddhas and divine beings. The divine beings have up to billions of incarnations. The divine beings exist to bring balance and order to this universe. As such, their numbers always far exceed that of ghosts. Only then can they keep things in this realm under control, with precision and accuracy. That's why there are more divine beings than ghosts.
Who judges the life of a deceased person? How long is the trial period?
After a person's death, they're judged by King Yama, or the great king of hell. He is called Heavenly King Yama in the Earth Store Sutra. Why is he called the Heavenly King? He is in charge of the life and death of humans. His power is immense, as you can imagine, far greater than that of ordinary divine beings. Divine beings die, but not the King of Hell. When you're about to die, he sends someone to retrieve your soul. He can arrange for people to be born into a wealthy family and to become a top scholar or a doctor in that lifetime. The arrangements are made based on your merits and karma. He decides whether one lives or dies. He cannot have religious biases. I don't think so. For someone who maintains the balance of the universe, he must know how to keep good and evil under control. When a god reaches this level, he needs to be very strict with himself and the entire world. He shall not be corrupt or bribed, and he holds no emotional bias toward any god or person. He must be absolutely fair. That's why he's not a believer of any religion. No way. Everyone is judged after they die. When your time is up, you'll be taken away without delay. Usually, the people taken away by hell's messengers are terrified and even feel extreme pain and fear. In this case, whether one can go to heaven or not, it's uncertain. A period of judgment will take place after one dies. It's in the first 49 days after one's death. Why 49 days? The king of hell needs 49 days to clear things up, because it's difficult to distinguish between good and bad. He also needs to decide which level of hell you'll go to, and how long you'll stay. So the first 49 days after one dies are particularly important. Everyone, our loved ones included, goes through this. So we should know what to do during this 49-day period.
Can King Yama be bribed?
A messenger of hell is neither a ghost nor a human being. Forget about bribing a messenger with money, treasure, good-looking men or women. They're not interested at all. The money, gold, and silver you like so much are just dirt to them. You can't bribe them if you've no idea what they like. What humans pursue is meaningless to them.
Will one be punished in hell after escaping worldly justice?
The king of hell is the king of justice. He hates people who use bribery to escape their deserved punishments. For those who use bribery to evade their worldly legal punishment, in hell, they'd be punished at least 10,000 times worse. If you escaped a 1-year prison term as a human, you'll be jailed for 10,000 years. That doesn't include punishments for other sins.
Will serving a sentence in the human world affect the punishment in hell?
Suppose criminals have served their sentence as humans. In hell, if the king of hell finds they have more sins that haven't been punished, the criminals need to be punished for their unpunished sins in the human world. Being scammed may not result in immediate death for victims, but it can cause significant harm leading to premature death or the dissolution of a family through divorce. All these harms are considered to be the sins committed by scammers. So, don't sin if you don't want to get found out. Human laws can't bring every criminal to justice, especially the skilled criminals. That's not the case with the king of hell. He knows every sin you've committed, and will show it to your face when you're put on trial. Heaven judges people's sins based on the entire cause and effect, including the damages happening later. You'll be punished for all the bad effects you've caused. Mostly, human laws only crack down when someone dies. Humans are not gods, that's why. Gods see through everything. I mean events from 500 years ago and events 500 years later, as well as the sins, pain, troubles, and harms caused by you. Being taught about heaven or hell, or being religious or not, that doesn't stop karmic punishments. Knowing and believing or not won't prevent you from being judged. If you sin, you go to hell, that's it. If you go to hell, you suffer. According to the Earth Store Sutra, hell has huge iron walls around it. No sinners can escape hell, be they humans, ghosts, or gods. Even gods couldn't escape hell, let alone humans like us. The mechanisms it has in place make it impossible to escape. It houses ways to torment sinners, and those ways are more painful than any earthly prison, like being sliced by blades or burning in the sea of flames, are descriptions of hell. Let's talk about hell of 1,000 blades. It's a mountain full of blades where you've no place to stand. There, as soon as you open your eyes, blades have already stuck in your body. After you bleed and pass out from the pain, you'll wake up again. As you take another step forward, you just find more blades in your body. Blades appear from all directions, slicing into and pulling out of your body. It's all possible. Compared to earthly prisons, the torments in hell are more cruel, painful, and miserable. The blades don't just stick out of the ground. They form in the air too. If you've committed the most heinous sins, you see thousands of incarnations of yourself being impaled at the same time. Your body is riddled with wounds for countless years. That's just one of many torments in hell. There is also hell of plowing tongues. The sutra mentions this. Think about it. A small tongue being tilled by a plow. A plow is quite big, you know. It's about the size of a small TV with sharp blades on it. The tongues of sinners get bigger as they're plowed through. The iron plow is burning as it hooks on your tongue, and it's pulled by an ox. When it's pulled out, some of your internal organs, along with your tongue, might get pulled out too. It's excruciatingly painful. Just when you think you're about to die, your tongue grows back, gets hooked again, and gets pulled out again. There are demons crawling on your tongue, biting and gnawing it, and even stabbing it with a knife. Who goes to this hell? Those who lie, spread rumors, and cause discord. All these actions bring pain to others. All these actions are sinful and come from the intention to harm. There are many more hells. There's also hell of great cauldron. Sinners fall into a great cauldron filled with boiling oil. You can do nothing but watch yourself bloating in the boiling oil. Your whole body is blistered, but you won't die. You shall suffer endlessly. Who gets thrown into the cauldron? People who cause the death of others to satisfy their enormous greed. When you're too greedy, you're likely to harm others. This is a heavy sin. In fact, many people are greedy. Some people even kill for money. People scam others for money. A swindler stole an old man's savings, meant for coffin and burial service. This swindler will go to the hell of great cauldron. The more harm you caused by scamming, the longer you stay in the cauldron. There's also hell of pecking eyes. After you die, you go to that hell. There are iron eagles flying around, waiting to peck your eyes with their hook-shaped iron beaks. Your eyeballs are pulled out that way. When your eyeballs are pulled out, the tendons and nerves attached to them also get pulled out. Would your brain get pulled out too? Maybe. It's not just once, you know. Once is painful enough, but it's not just once. After you pass out from the pain and wake up from it, you'll find your eyes still intact. A big iron eagle flies over again, using its claws to dig out your eyeballs. The demons might be having fun hitting and kicking your eyeballs around. Then a hungry hellhound might come and eat them up. That's how you suffer. Next, the hell of burning hands and burning feet. This hell is for thieves. The hands that steal shall be burned. There are no fire pits. Flames just appear and your hands catch fire. There's no use hiding your hands. It's hell, not the human world, so logic doesn't work. Flames will catch your hands no matter where you put them. You can't hide. There's a force that pulls out your hands, and you can't pull them back. You'll see millions of incarnations of yourself with hands on fire. The flames will burn until everything turns to ashes. It won't kill you so you can continue to suffer. How painful is it? Have you ever been pricked by a needle? Painful, right? Imagine your hands being slowly burned. You'll experience the whole burning process. When you're in hell after being judged, repenting is useless. It's too late. A scammer has angered his victim to death. After being scammed out of all his money to buy his own coffin, the old man would die on the spot from his anger. The sinful scammer wants to repent to avoid suffering. It's useless. The flames will keep burning. Keep repenting. It'd take about 2.5 hours to turn you to ashes. That's what I call slow roasting. 20 years in hell feels like 2,000 years in the human world. A day passes very slowly. The deeper in hell you are, the slower the time passes. Next, the hell of burning feet is a giant hot plate. Sitting is more painful than standing, that's for sure. You'll watch your feet turning to ashes slowly. They'll just crumble when they can no longer support your body weight. What else? The hell of fire dogs. If you've kept a dog before, you know how sharp a dog's fangs are. They're much sharper than human teeth. What about the fire dogs in hell? Their fangs are 100 times sharper than knives in the human world. After grabbing their prey in their jaws, dogs shake their head vigorously to tear their prey apart. Normal dogs bite their prey and run away. Fierce dogs grab their prey and shake their head vigorously to tear off the flesh. When a fire dog picks up your scent, it'll chase after and bite you, and your burned flesh will be slowly torn apart. Everything seems real in hell. Your physical body is even more real. If you are fat, you'll be even fatter in hell. Physical pain is felt more in hell. There are many more hells. They're all painful and tormenting. The most terrible hell is relentless hell. It's a hell where you suffer endlessly with no chance of being reborn. One day, a little girl around 10 years old went to the local market. As she was walking, she saw a stall selling freshly fried chicken. The aroma was so enticing that it drew her in. There were probably some pieces of fried chicken inside. Wow, it smelled so good. Following the scent, she looked toward the pot. She leaned over the pot to take a look. The man frying the chicken. After preparing a piece of chicken, which was quite large, threw it into the boiling oil. The oil in the pan was boiling, and suddenly, the oil splashed out of the pan. It splashed onto the little girl's face. She was instantly blinded. Half of her face was scalded beyond recognition. Oh no, the little girl was rolling in pain. The person frying the chicken was terrified. People gathered to watch. Many people scolded the owner, saying he was careless. You scalded the child. The owner said, I didn't know the little girl was standing here. I usually knead some dough, pat it twice, and throw it down. Only after throwing it did I realize the girl was standing there. The little girl was looking into the pot. You see, how coincidental is this? When I threw the meat in, it was when her head was at its lowest. It splashed onto her face. Oh dear, the little girl was in so much pain. She was rolling on the ground. When her burned skin touched the ground, it peeled off. Then a mad dog came running over and bit her. The final result was that her arm and leg were bitten off. Some dogs are really fierce. Once they bite, they don't let go. You pull it, you beat it to death with an iron rod. It just won't let go. What is this? This is a characteristic of carnivores. It thinks it's prey. From a scientific perspective, its adrenaline starts to surge. Its sense of ferocity emerges. It enters a hunting state. It bites the meat and won't let go. Everything it does is to capture its prey to feed itself. So, no matter how people hit it, it's useless. You think, this little girl was really having a bad day. Then someone asked me, what kind of bad karma is this? So cruel. The story from her past life is like this. In her previous life, she was a young man about 17 or 18 years old. He was a bit of a flirt, but quite average in appearance. However, he was idle and unambitious, a country boy. But he had a secret crush on a girl from his village. She was 2 or 3 years younger than him. She was a very cute girl named Hai. However, Hai did not like this young man. His surname was Guo. Let's call him Guo Xiaoshen. Hai did not like Guo Xiaoshen. She thought he was slick and unambitious. But Guo Xiaoshen was infatuated with Hai. The more he couldn't win her over, the more obsessed he became. Sometimes love is just like that. He kept trying to find ways to observe and follow her. He couldn't stop thinking about Hai. He would take any chance to see what she was doing, who she was dating, what she ate, and how she was dressed. He always wanted to build a good relationship with her. Hai always avoided him. Guo was actually quite frustrated, but Guo Xiaoshen never gave up before he got what he wanted. He followed and watched her everywhere. When the girl was working in her yard, he crouched outside the wall, looking inside. One time, he saw something incredible. The girl was taking a bath. Oh, he enjoyed watching that. Wow, her figure was great, her measurements were perfect. Much better than a beer barrel, quite beautiful. But he noticed a feature on the girl's body. This girl had a red birthmark on her buttock. Birthmarks are usually congenital, present from birth. After seeing it, he suddenly felt he realized something. The next day, he was wandering idly. Suddenly, he bumped into the matchmaker of their village, an old lady who specialized in matchmaking. After seeing the matchmaker, he said, "Auntie, where are you going?" "Hey, never mind. I need to continue matchmaking for Hai. I'm telling you, I've already found about 10 matches for her. Her parents asked me to find her a match. Each one is better than the last. Unlike you, always idling around and doing nothing serious." Guo Xiaoshen said, "You think I'm idling around? I'm telling you, Hai has already taken a liking to me." The matchmaker auntie said, "Oh, come on, you're fooling no one. She'd rather like a pig than you. How could she be with you?" Guo said, "Hey, auntie, you don't believe it? We are really together. She's just keeping it a secret from everyone. If you don't believe me, ask her. She has a secret on her body. None of you know, but I saw it with my own eyes. She has a red birthmark on her left buttock. If you don't believe me, go ask her, then come find me. Humph, just wait to drink at my wedding. So, here's the deal. You don't need to tell anyone else. Go tell Hai's mom that I'm formally proposing to her. If her mom doesn't agree, I'll tell everyone in the village about our relationship." Guo spoke so confidently, with such a serious face and such assurance. The matchmaker was wondering if it was true. She said, "You rascal, just wait." Quickly, they arrived at Hai's house. Hai was called over, along with her mother, for a chat. The girl blushed upon hearing it. "Don't talk nonsense. Don't come to our house to propose anymore," the matchmaker said. He spoke so confidently. "Do you have a red mole on your butt?" The girl looked and was shocked. The girl's mother was also terrified. "Child, we are a respectable family. You can't do such things. This would disgrace our ancestors." Hai's mother knew she indeed had a mole on her butt. "How would he know about the mole if you weren't involved with him? You can't do such things. We won't be able to lift our heads for a lifetime. How will you get married in the future?" Hai cried and said, "Mom, I didn't do it, I swear." "Then how did someone see your butt?" "I don't know." Her mother was also puzzled. While scolding her child, she wondered how the boy knew about this. Actually, it was quite simple. In ancient times, the house structures weren't as tight as they are now. There were many wide gaps in the windows and doors. When the wind blew hard outside, it blew gently inside. So, the girl was spied on by Guo while she was bathing. Guo made up a lie and told the matchmaker. Hai's mother felt deeply embarrassed. Did her daughter actually do something? It was really unclear whether her daughter had done something or not. Hai really had unspeakable suffering. She cried all night. The next day, her parents were exhausted from hearing her cries and fell asleep. She ran to the river and died by suicide. What was her last thought before jumping into the river? Take revenge on Guo Xiaoshen. Not long after Hai died, Guo Xiaoshen's soul was taken by her, and he died. That was the first time. Now we know that this is the second time. I was reincarnated as the owner of a fried chicken stall. Who is the little girl who got scalded and blinded? Guo Xiaoshen. Is this matter resolved? There are still 10,000 more times. Why did it hurt his eyes? You saw something you shouldn't have. Don't speak recklessly, right? Imagine a young girl, as beautiful as a flower, being wronged and dying like that. How would her parents and siblings feel? Her mother died 2 years later, full of resentment. Her father fell gravely ill from anger. So, this feeling of hatred, when magnified 10,000 times, slowly torments you. And that is 10,000 times. So, when it's time for him to be punished, the harm is intensified, bringing more misfortune upon him. Good fortune never comes in pairs, misfortune never comes alone. The more unlucky you are, the more bad things follow. When someone is walking down the street, suddenly a piece of wood falls down on their head. It either kills or injures them. Do you think there might be a reason for this? Generally, people say that the wood installation above is unsafe. Yes, it is unsafe. But why does it specifically hit your head? It doesn't fall early or late. It falls right on your head. There is always a reason. In Buddhism, this is called cause and effect. There must be a reason. The occurrence of this event must have a reason. Your current reaction becomes the cause of the next result. Next, you go hunting birds. Shooting birds creates new karma. The Buddha has long taught us to know about your past life, look at what you are experiencing now. To know your future life, look at what you are doing now. So, we understand this relationship of cause and effect. If we owe a debt, we must repay it. Only then can we avoid greater harm. This is the way out. So, we must learn to control our minds. Be wholeheartedly good and do no evil. Repent for the wrongs we have done before. From now on, do not cause harm. When tempted to scold others, know to hold your tongue. When greed and harm arise, know to hold your hand. Reducing harm is accumulating virtue. How can we repay past sins early? What's a better method? Do good deeds and perform acts of kindness. Also, don't be greedy for small gains. Whenever a good opportunity arises, always consider that it might be a time of misfortune. When you feel that misfortune has come, actually, light is right behind you. I hope you have no regrets and stick to your correct path. In the Earth Store Sutra, it is described that human karma is as vast as Mount Sumeru. If we practice for a lifetime and still cannot repay our karma, what should we do? Actually, it's a very simple principle. Are we living in the present, or have we reached the future? Tomorrow has not yet arrived. Can I see you alive tomorrow? No one dares to say. Then you say tomorrow is too soon. What about next year? No matter how old you are, it doesn't matter. What hasn't happened is actually the most dangerous. Today you think it's perfect for you. For young girls, once they get married, what kind of baby will they have? It's like you can create one for yourself. You can imagine a perfect baby, but in reality, there was once a lady in Vancouver. Her father practiced with me for many years. This daughter didn't believe in anything. She already had 2 babies. Then she asked me coldly, "Do you think I should have another baby?" I said, "No, you shouldn't." I had no grudge against her and spoke with a very clear mind. She asked me, and I answered her to truly help her. I said it wasn't suitable. A few months later, she came to me again. "Master, I'm sorry, I'm pregnant." "Why did you apologize to me for being pregnant?" "I remember I asked you, and you said it was best not to get pregnant yet, but she said it happened naturally." I said, "Well, maybe it's fate." She told me that she actually believed in science above all else. "If you don't believe, why ask me?" She just wanted to see if my opinion and the final result would match. Then let's give it a try. A few months later, the baby was born. She came to me with tears in her eyes. They said the child has a hole in his heart and is missing his right kidney. "Master, what should we do?" I asked, "How do you feel right now?" "Oh, it hurts. It has never hurt this much." I believe that as an adult, you can understand this feeling. If it were an object, at worst, you could return it or throw it away, right? But this is your own child. You want to prove my opinion is not right. The result of this confirmation will bring you and your child a lifetime of pain. Our debts are as vast as Mount Sumru. Buddha wouldn't lie about this. You would ask, why is that, right? May I ask, are your thoughts always about loving others? When you think of loving a handsome guy, it's out of selfishness. Would you think of loving an old lady? Impossible, right? So, you think there's no harm, but actually, it's all harm. Your thoughts are all harmful. We are still unaware of them. Sometimes, even before disaster strikes, you still say, "The fortune teller said I would live a long life." Not necessarily. Things that haven't happened are uncertain. Even if you become the richest person in the world today, please remain humble. Be honest. Don't be arrogant. If you have money, do more good deeds. If you don't, chant Buddha's name more. So, even if you think you are very wealthy and noble, and have boundless merits, you should give more. In the Earth Store Sutra, Buddha teaches us, we must give out our food and money with a smile. We must help people who need help with a smile. We must speak with kindness and compassion while helping others. Why do we do this? Because we are paving the way for tomorrow and the future. Through the great merits of the Earth Store Sutra and the Buddha's teaching, of the Dharma in the Trayastrimsa heaven for his mother and all sentient beings, may everyone benefit and gain greater merits. It also inspires each of us to cultivate compassion and empathy, so that we can be good, kind, and compassionate individuals. This way, our families and ancestors can benefit too, receiving protection from the deities. When you have great merits, the divine will protect you everywhere. That is what it means to be auspicious. Isn't that wonderful? Next, let's chant the Earth Store Bodhisattva's heart mantra together. Let's get ready. 为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？嗡哈哈哈，为什么耶梭
什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？啊，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？啊，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？啊，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？啊，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？啊，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？啊，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？啊，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？啊，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦。 什么耶梭哈？哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？哈哈哈，为什么耶梭哈？哦。 为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？啊，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？啊，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？啊，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？啊，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？啊，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？啊，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？啊，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？啊，哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？啊，哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？啊，哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？哦，哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？啊，哈哈，为什么耶娑哈？ 什么耶梭哈？为什么耶梭哈？为什么耶梭哈？为什么耶梭哈？ 么耶娑哈，唵哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈，唵哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哈，唵哈哈哈，为什么耶娑哦。 samoye soha. Aham ha ha ha, wei samoye soha. Om ha ha ha, wei samoye soha. Aham ha ha ha, wei samoye soha. Om ha ha ha, wei samoye soha.
We dedicate the merits of chanting to the Dharma realm and all sentient beings. May everyone be free from suffering and attain happiness. May there be infinite blessings and all wishes fulfilled. May there be world peace. We chant, honor, praise, and offer to Buddha. If you have the Earth Store Bodhisattva Thanka at home, you can observe the 10 fasting days, or just the 1st and 15th, to make it easier. Offer incense as well. Reflect on yourself once a week. Think about what you did incorrectly. Which actions were mere delusions? When did jealousy arise? When speaking to your husband or children, were you too strict or too critical? You can think and reflect on this. It's even better if you take notes. Then, you can correct yourself. So, have a day of repentance each week. We can use Sunday. Sunday is a time to organize your thoughts. Reflect on the past week, the rights and wrongs, the good and bad. Make your own judgment. Repent for the bad, and don't do it again. Continue doing the good things well. What else? What good deeds did I do? Write down both the bad and good deeds. Continue to promote the good, and stop doing the bad. This is very important. I suggest everyone do this once a week. It's very important. What we're afraid of is living for decades and never repenting. This is a very scary thing. It means you keep making mistakes. The older you get, the heavier your sins become. All kinds of troubles and illnesses come to you. The older you get, the more troubles you have. Nothing is smooth. You haven't summarized your life's journey. I hope everyone can reflect and summarize for themselves once a week. When you chant tomorrow, add a sense of repentance while chanting. I believe this will remove the bad things from us. The impurities, through our repentance, turn into smoke and disappear. It's like a monster leaving you. It's then easier to receive the blessings and protection of Buddha. Our good fortune will come.
Master, can we offer lights to liberate those in the hell of incessant suffering?
I'll touch on this briefly. Light offerings alone won't help. It takes a powerful force to save a soul from hell and lead it to paradise. Even if the gates of hell are open, it's still hard to escape from there. Look at the height of the walls in hell. Who has the power to liberate souls in hell? The Buddha and Earth Store Bodhisattva. Understand, the flames of hell will be put out at the presence of the Buddha. That's how it is. What can we do, as mortals without the might of the Buddha? We offer lights in front of the Buddha for our deceased ancestors and our deceased, unborn children. And maybe we could do it for our close acquaintances, too. We offer lights in front of the Buddha, praying to him to look after our relatives. For example, if your child does badly in his studies, you make a light offering and wish for wisdom for your child. If your child's career looks bleak, do the same and ask for the Buddha's help. That's what we should do. We mortals are too weak to change things. to improve bad situations that happen due to karmic reasons. We need the Buddha's power. Not only do we help to improve our loved one's situation, we need to improve ourselves too. Don't end up a selfish person. Selfish people always want people around them to behave the way they want. For example, they force you to dress or style your hair the way they like. They say it's for your own good, when in fact they just want your compliance. It's selfishness when people attempt to control you, or force you to appear in a certain way that pleases them. When people tell you to stop doing what you like, it's a way to show their dominion over you. It's like when you enter the army. During training, you learn to follow all kinds of commands. No matter the weather, you have to carry out anything that's asked of you. Soldiers are trained to be disciplined. It's their job to take orders. But people around you are not your commanders. They have no right to order you around to make themselves happy. This kind of people are doing wrong things and don't even know it. Selfish people are not aware of their growing selfishness. Disasters happen when people crave too much dominion over others. There's no telling what will result from their harsh and senseless behavior. Act and speak with kindness. Kindness and compassion are keys to self-liberation. If you've no idea where to start, try making some offerings first. Learn to give. Everyone should read this sutra. The gruesome description of hell might scare you a little bit, but it'll make you think twice before you act. The fear will curb your unreasonable actions, and then it'll change your mind. This sutra is a guide to a way out. I hope you'll become a kind and wise person with good behavior. Be compassionate regardless of whom or what you come across. Your family, strangers, animals, plants, etc. Gratitude and kindness always lead to the best results. Show some respect and filial piety to your elders. This is important. Do it now because it'll be too late when karma strikes. When you ignore a small wound on your leg, it may spread and the leg may need to be amputated. You should have treated it earlier when you could. But you chose to ignore it and let it deteriorate. So, when you know something is wrong, change it immediately to make yourself suffer less in the future. I believe everyone here won't end up in hell easily, because they've been told about the sufferings in hell. I hope you've now awoken from your ignorance and are ready to become a kind and compassionate person.
Hello, Grandmaster. What are the benefits of wearing Z beads?
My master once gave me a Z bead because I helped someone. Back then, antique Z beads weren't so valuable yet. I heard this story. The Z bead that my master gave me happened to be an antique one. Originally, it was long in shape, but it became broken and filled with holes. People took bits of it for medicine. Especially Tibetan doctors often use it to help calm and soothe the spirit. They'd tell you to find an old Z bead that's been blessed and add it to their prescribed medicine. It'll calm the mind and help with conditions such as madness and bipolar disorder. It's used for many ailments. In Tibetan medicine, gold is also used. Originally, my Z bead was this long, almost 10 centimeters. It was a very long 9-eyed Z bead. After wearing it for about 4 years, There was only 5 centimeters left. People kept breaking off bits for use. Oh no, I broke off too much. It's okay, I don't mind, I told them. So I had half and it kept getting shorter. Finally, someone asked if they could have the rest for their sick child. So I gave the rest to him. It was from the Ming Dynasty, over 500 years old, and probably worth at least 6 gold watches. Once in one of the busiest streets of Tibet, a local offered to trade it. I said no. It was given to me by my master to help save people. My things are only for saving lives, not for selling. They have this belief. It's not superstition, it's Tibetan medicine. It has strong spiritual energy and a strong magnetic field. The bead I had back then. When I held it by the string it was strung on and put my hand next to it. I tried to sense its energy with my hand. After about a minute, my palm would feel numb. Its blessing power is strong. It carries the blessings of generations of masters. That makes it different. As for the nude Z beads, they generally haven't received as many blessings. Their value is much lower. This is the difference.
The Dharma items in our online store have all received Grandmaster's blessings.
My cultivation level is insufficient, but the intention is good. Just like Earth Store Bodhisattva, I hope the wearer gains happiness and avoids all negative disturbances. May it be like receiving the personal protection of a guardian deity. So wear this bead on your body. Take it off when you sleep. You can wear it the rest of the time. Usually, the longer the Z bead is, the more expensive. Shorter ones are cheaper. The beads we have now are made of particularly good materials. They enhance spiritual energy and protect. They can even be passed down. When you leave this world one day, you can wear it with you. It's a great protective charm and a symbol of your cultivation. This on my hand is southern red agate. It's one of the many agate varieties. It is naturally very red and very translucent, which is rare. After wearing it for a day, it becomes glossy. Mine is like that. I wore this for a year, 8 years ago. I found this yesterday and wore it for a day. It's got a great gloss to it. Imagine a stone naturally like this, so lustrous and vibrant in color. It's rare. It also helps promote circulation. It's like recharging you. It's as if your body has a battery installed. Each item here has its own legend, its own story. Like this Buddha statue, what state of mind was the creator in at that time? The makers of this statue were Tibetans. While doing business, they went to Yunnan, China, to procure fabrics, tea, and gemstones. On the way, warlords were fighting each other. It should have taken just a year to return home. But it took more than 6 years for them, plus their workers, to bring back the goods. Not a single person was injured. They all reached Tibet safely. The whole family made a vow before Buddha. I want to gild Buddha statues. The family's matriarch vowed to gild Buddha statues. They made the offerings immediately. This statue was made under such conditions. It was funded and cast. Originally, it wore a golden crown. Over the centuries, the golden crown was lost. So why was this type of statue made? This is a statue from Vajrayana Buddhism. She hoped that Buddha would always bless her children. Not just in this life, but in all future lives. It was this wish that led to the creation of this Sakyamuni Buddha statue. Interesting, right? This is what we call the Vajra axe. These are all Dharma instruments. In the past, when they wanted to make this, they had a reference. The reference was related to weapons and authority. Materials like these, as you can see here. This drum-shaped object, resembles the top of the emperor's crown from the Ashoka period in India, as well as the hilt of his scepter and sword. The shape is the same. This represents power, conquest, and invincibility. The side part is the axe. It's like a type of hatchet. Such items are common in Tibetan esoteric Buddhism. I also have a large Vajra axe. It's gilded with gold and inlaid with silver and gems. What is it used for? Tibetan Buddhism understood that thinking uses the brain. This is to renew your brain, so that your mind is filled with compassion and free of evil thoughts. It will change you as a person. It will not be a physical change, but a change from within your heart. My mind is filled with compassion. With compassion comes wisdom, thus making one invincible. It's not used to harm others. The same goes for the sharp tip here. It's like the tip of a spear or a dagger. This weapon symbolizes invincibility. This sharp tip, if you place it vertically, as long as it stands somewhere, the surrounding 1,000 miles will be auspicious. Your home will be auspicious. That's the meaning it holds. You'll receive the protection of deities. There are deities carved on it. They are protecting you, especially the deities that are part of the 8 legions of heaven. So these carvings at the top are faces of yakshas and heavenly kings. These deities will even eat ghosts, you know. The more evil the ghosts, the more they consume. They eat little ghosts like eating cookies. When you have such a deity protecting you, who would dare to mess with you? You won't have any haunting feelings or sleep paralysis. Place one by your bed and you'll be fine. Hang one in your car. How great would that be? Your car will be blessed. It will be protected by these deities. There's a snake here. It represents the dragons of the 8 legions. The shape of the Vajra pestle is what I think future spaceships will look like. It can move in any direction, up, down, or diagonal. It signifies energy. What is this sphere? This sphere is the universe. This is small. Let's say we increase the size into a superstructure. Say it's like a submarine. Its pressure resistance will be incredible. A submarine doesn't have this structure. This structure is amazing. Inside, it's like nuclear power. The energy is the same. It can move instantaneously. These small items are meant to be worn by everyone. Many people face misfortunes, and wearing these can help. Children can wear or hang them on their backpacks. They bring luck and repel evil. Even signing contracts will go smoother with it, but don't let it show. They won't understand what you're wearing. It's just a small Dharma charm. May all who hear this message receive this blessing. Tomorrow, at the same time, we will continue our chanting. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Grandmaster.
Now it's time for our closing exercise. Rub your palm until they're warm. Glide your palms over your face from chin to forehead to cheek without actually touching them. Rub your palms until they're warm. Part your fingers and firmly comb your hair from forehead to the back of the neck. Rub your palms. Pat your entire body from top to bottom pat your head firmly with relaxed wrists. Do it calmly. Pat your left shoulder. Then pat your right shoulder. Continue to pat your chest. Then pat your left armpit down to the side of your rib cage. Switch to the right. Pat your right armpit down to the side of your rib cage. Next, pat your abdomen with relaxed hands. Please stand up slowly. Pat down from the front of your thighs, knees, shins, ankles, and tops of your feet. Gently pat the lower back, down to the buttocks, down to the back of your thighs, calves, ankles, and heels. Continue to pat the inside and outside of your legs. Start with your left leg. Relax your wrists and pat with slight force. Then pat your right leg. Continue to pat your arms. Start with your left arm. Then pat your right arm. After patting your entire body, rub your palms. Gently massage your whole body without actually touching it. Visualize that you are gently sweeping away the dust and worries. You are becoming healthy and happy. At the same time, think, I'm closing this meditation practice.
Today's class has successfully completed. See you tomorrow.
福了，我美丽了。在茫茫人海之中，让我与你相遇。小小的红点滴，人生变得神奇。我智慧了。